Moving on to the markets now, starting with the BRVM. The BRVM 10 index closed trading on Wednesday at 212.69 points, up 1.01%. Meanwhile, the all-share index, which is also the BRVM composite, also gained 0.85% to close at 192.28 points. Well, in Ghana, the GSE Composite Index closed trading on Wednesday at 1,772.59 points, up by 0.12%, pushing the year-to-date change at 47.75%. Well, on the other hand, the GSE Financial Stock Index also gained 0.13% to close at 1,583.29 points. Well, now moving back to Nigeria, the NSE All-Share Index appreciated by 0.06% to close at 33,352.96 points as compared with the depreciation of 0.59% recorded at the previous session. The year-to-date return currently stands at 18.78%. Well, now let's take a look at some market analysis with Adegboyega Adebajo, who's the head structured finance and advisory at Diamond Bank. Well, thank you for joining us, Boyega. The market, after the 0.59% decline seen on Tuesday, gained about 0.06%. Now, although the gain was marginal, what are you reading into the movement we're seeing right now?
Okay, well, you just have to look at the way that moved, and you're thinking in terms of fluctuations, market fluctuations here. In spite of the gains we had yesterday, we're not yet back up to Monday closing levels yet. That's, I think, is pretty much critical, because trading started yesterday, first of all, with a continued downward movement, and then it started going up towards the end of closing. And then we had the marginal increase. We just might see towards the end of closing today a slight drop, but then again, the final position is going to depend on how much the demand sustains the market at the start of trading.
All right, well, a number of indices declined after trading yesterday. I mean, I've noticed the absence of, any bank in the top gainers list, despite the volume traded. Well, although we are still expecting results from the likes of UBA, First Bank, FCMB, what is the sentiment around that sector right now?
Well, again, that links up to what I said. Essentially, when you have expectations, particularly in terms of results and corporate actions, there's a demand. And those expectations tend to drive up prices and sustain the demand. A significant number of the banks have published their results. And even though we still have those three who are key players, UBA, First Bank are seen as pretty much dominant players in the industry. So their results are something to look forward to. But I think there's a bit of a depression because those results are coming out a bit late. The take is that the results from the subsidiaries are holding up, accumulating all the results for the holdcos, which is essential. I guess portfolio managers just looking out and waiting in that regard.
Consumer sector traded over 51 million naira in value yesterday. Now, do you think the numbers seen from PZ Cousins, might be responsible for the activity seen in that space?
Certainly. PZ has been pretty much quiet for a while. And again, only those managers looking at strict fundamentals and understanding the business of PZ may have been looking in that direction. But suddenly, it's clear that there's been a lot of internal work over there, and they're starting to rev up themselves in terms of revenue, in terms of strategy for the markets, and that strategy is starting to translate into figures and numbers.
All right. Now, is the market still expecting any results from that consumer space?
Yeah, well, beyond PZ, you want to look at some of the other consumer companies, the FMCGs there. We've got Cadbury, we've got, Unilever. And interestingly, I always say about GlaxoSmithKline that even though they're essentially a pharmaceutical company, drivers for revenue are certain FMCGs. They have the Lucozade brand, the Ribena. Again, those are stocks we need to look up to in the coming months.